Guangzhou already draws attention with its growing financial district, direct access to sea trade routes, an eye-catching opera house, as well as a soaring 600-meter tower. But more than its landmarks, Chinese are increasingly looking at the city's plan for addressing the country's rampant problem of official corruption. Many see assets disclosure as a step in the right direction.
The power that officials have is frightening. They need to disclose their assets.
I think it's a good policy. At the very least, the public will have more transparency.
I think China is ready for this kind of a policy and should devote itself to this effort.
These policies will help somewhat to address the problem of official corruption, but asset disclosure alone will not solve the systemic problem.
3 areas in Guangdong are slated to try out the new policy. One is Nansha, Guangzhou City's new special economic zone. Governance professor Nixing says Nansha's disclosure program targets high-ranking district cadres.
Assets include things such as your salary, savings, and investments. But aside from this, there are some other important things to disclose, and Nansha's policy will include things such as marital status, where you travel, what your wife and children do for a living, and what stocks they own and trade. Covering more than 800 square kilometers, Nansha was named a special economic zone last year. The district itself is a mega city in the making that Guangzhou hopes will boost its economic competitiveness. Nixing says assets disclosure is not just about cracking down on corruption and preventing graft. I believe that one of the reasons why this is taking place during the leadership reshuffle is because clean governance is a key way of raising an area's economic competition.
But as the government embarks on a small-scale test program in the South, others are urging it to go even further. Sun Hanhui is part of a grassroots movement in China that wants the top 200 central government officials to make their assets public.
Assets disclosure is a systematic approach that seems to stem the problem of corruption. It's an international model that started more than 200 years ago in Sweden. It has been useful in England and the United States. But for the model to be meaningful, it needs to start from the top.
How far China's leaders in Beijing are prepared to take the pilot program remains unclear. Although some officials have voiced their support for the policy, others argue it is a violation of their privacy. William Ide, VOA News, Guangzhou.